Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode here on the PeerCraft server. So today we got a message from Abigail saying we should start recording before we log into the server. So we're going to go ahead and do that because I guess she's got a surprise for us for when we log in. Alright, so we're on the server now. And the first thing I see is a purple... Ooh, whoops. Oh, that might die now. Oh, okay, we're good. My silver cow is purple. Didn't mean to hit him there when I was pointing at him. That's weird. I haven't seen that before. So I don't see what I'm supposed to be looking for. Oh, there it is. That's probably it. Yeah, a gift for James. Let's see what's in here. Oh, a bunch of stone, a building kit, some ghost wood, ladders, and some sound mufflers. Which I'm probably going to put next to that spider farm and the cows so we don't hear mooing all the time. James, thought this might be useful for increasing accessibility to your base. Love, Abigail and Dreadnought. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. So what we set up off camera right now was this cobblestone compacting drawer, a netherrack compacting drawer, and just something to keep the sandstone in for now. It's a compacting drawer, but it didn't need to be. So right now, in this colossal chest, we've got a lot less resources in here. The smooth sandstone is still taking up a bunch of room, but as far as the cobblestone and the netherrack, that is pretty much out of here. Just got a little bit of cobblestone left. But the cobblestone compacting drawer was upgraded to hold 13 stacks. And right now we've only got 7 in there. So we're holding about half of what we can in there. So we may actually need a second compacting drawer for cobblestone to keep all the cobblestone we've got. So that's really weird that this cow is purple. I just want to come back and definitely look and make sure that's a purple cow. Because it's definitely molten silver. I grabbed some before I logged off last night. Let me drop this down and see if I can grab some more. Yeah, it's definitely silver. That's really weird that we now have a purple silver cow, because it was a little bit lighter of a color of the glass cow that we picked up. So that's weird that it just straight up turned purple, but that's okay. So the plan we've got for today is we're going to do quite a bit of mining in our swamp biome mine. To try to get a lot of Iskallium to try and make an Iskallium generator. Hopefully by the end of this episode we'll have everything that we need. But that's the plan. So I'm going to start mining and we'll get going on that. I actually want to show you before I head off and mine. I put one of the sound mufflers right on the cows and another one right on the nether portal. And I'm just going to stay quiet for a couple seconds here. And you can probably hear the cows a little bit in the background there, but there's no more nether portal sound, there's no more cow sound, so that is amazing, because I don't like playing with my sound volume all the way off, but just the constant cow mooing and the constant sound of the nether portal, which I guess we could have placed a little bit of ways from the base. I just like the convenience of having it next to it. Just not having to listen to the cows in the nether portal all the time is such a great sound. Comfort. So one more thing that we got, and we actually got this from Wild, and we got it from Tenor, is a cloud pet, which is really nice because that gives us the ability to fly. So taking down these guys now, when they're flying up in the air, is a heck of a lot easier. That took so much less effort than having to, jump at them and swing and try to hope that I hit them. They actually got the best of me right when I logged on the server. I had to stop my recording and kill 5 or 6 of these guys and a bunch of wither cats and a couple witches just to be able to comfortably log on the server. But we got on pretty good, and I don't think we'll have any issues with these guys anymore. But just looking around, wow, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These guys really start spawning heavily at night. I thought it was bad during the day, but now that I look at this like this is a crazy amount of these guys spawning here. So we're actually just gonna fly right over here. Wrong direction. We're gonna fly right over here to our mine. and start mining away over here. And we're pretty much, I know we have a wheat farm down here, but I think we're finally past having to use this wheat farm. We've got a steady supply of steak right now, is what it seems like. And there's an Enderman right there. Let's actually kill him real quick. I got a zombie too. Zombie dies one hit. That's pretty nice. And it looks like the Enderman might have died over here. Still trying to get a couple more Ender Pearls. Still trying to get a steady supply of Enderman heads right now, so because we don't have any kind of farm. But we're gonna start going down in the mine, and I'm gonna start looking for Iskallium. Let me turn on my night vision helmet real quick. There we go. That's a lot better. I should have had that on at the start, but so we're gonna head down here. We've already got a pretty good section mined out, but we're gonna keep going at this. Hopefully we can find some more Iskallium and start that Iskallium reactor today. So I'm gonna get going on that right now. Rip. I killed 2 cows. I actually got this blazing pyrotheum cow, and I got a bucket of that. And I was like, okay, well, let me fix something over here. And I put it down right here, and it actually sets all the blocks around it on fire. So this lit on fire, and this cow burned to death. So we got a gravestone here for our silver cow, which, again, for some reason was purple. And then we had one of the little silver blazes was shooting at us from over here and actually hit this Electrum cow and killed that. So we're down 2 fluid cows, but we are up 1 blazing pyrotheum cow, which is going to be great for us. But we're still working on that Iskallium reactor. We need 24 blocks of Iskallium steel, 1 block of an Iskallium core, plus we need the Iskallium steel with a piece of redstone, and also one with, I believe it's, just a regular piece of Iskallium to make a controller, to make a power tap. So we actually need 26 blocks of Iskallium steel, 1 for each of these, and then 24 to surround this Iskallium core with also 2 pieces of glass, and we should be good on that. But I'm gonna go ahead and get that started, and we'll start putting it together and see what we're left with, and find out how much more Iskallium we need, and we'll go collect that. But I'll bring you guys back once we've got it a little bit put together. Alright guys, and we are back. We've had a couple setbacks since I last recorded. We've actually had to reset the server twice and do 2 backups. So we got everything we needed from for the Iskallium generator twice. So we're back to where we can put it together. So as soon as I kill this guy, we're gonna put that together. So let's get going on that. So I got everything in this chest right here. No, that's a loot bag recycler in this chest. So we need 22 steel blocks, 2 Iskallium glass, 1 Iskallium reactor, 1 Iskallium reactor controller, and for now just 1 piece of Iskallium. So we're gonna grab all this, and then we'll be able to put that Iskallium reactor together. I also need a shovel, and we're out of coal in the generator. This is why I'm so glad we're putting this thing together now, because I'm constantly logging onto the server and not having any coal in that generator, so that we don't have our refined storage working, and then, you know, we got to come over here and grab coal. So I'm super glad we're going to put that Iskallium reactor together and get that going, so that we don't have to continue to put coal in this generator. And we've still got one coal generator in our mob farm at the bottom. We actually put together a crafting grid, so we're crafting all of our loot bags into legendary loot bags, so that we can get some good stuff out of it. I did get a capacitor which holds 5 million RF, so we're gonna hook up this coal generator to that, so that we can start getting RF into that capacitor bank. We may put it in the mob farm after we're doing that, just so that we've got I want to make a version obelisk, so that we can take all of the mobs that spawn here, like the witches and the silver blazes, and we can teleport those into there, so that we don't have them spawning out here and trying to kill us. So I'm just going to grab a shovel from refined storage, and once we have this all dug out, I want to do a 4 back, so to about here. This way, this will give us enough room to put the reactor in, and also run some conduits up to power it. So one thing we have to worry about, and this is where one of the server resets needed to come in, is currently with the reactor, you can't hook a capacitor bank up to it. So we're just going to connect it directly into everything we have in our base that requires power, instead of hooking up a capacitor bank to it, so that we don't have any issues with that. And then one of the other issues we ran into was Hermitrons. And I was planning on going over that in this episode, so that you guys can understand what's going on with those, where we're at, and how that's going to work on the server. However, we did run into an issue with that as well, and this is actually a way bigger issue than the issue we ran into with an Iskallium reactor and capacitor bank, is if you put your Hermitron cases, which are these guys, and your Hermitrons, which come in these cases, in your refined storage system, they actually can glitch out. And that's the only word I can think of to use for that, because it's a pretty weird thing that occurs, is they'll start duplicating, they'll start doing really weird stuff. I actually had the cases turn into like mythic Hermitrons, and they turned into completed sets of Hermitrons, and they actually ended up these turned into, I had like 9 Iskallium, just regular Iskallium, which turns into these Iskallium blocks. I had 1 Iskallium block, and it actually turned into like a steel block. My steel blocks turned into like railgun capacitors, and all my extra single Iskalliums turned into these Iskallium reactor power taps. So it was a really weird thing that had occurred, and we tried to roll back the server to fix it, but it just didn't work for me. So we got a really weird issue with that. So I started recording this episode, I believe it was like on a Sunday that I started recording. It might have even been Saturday, which was my day off from work. And we're now on Thursday, so this has been a fairly long process to get this episode out. So we may only have 1 episode this week. I have a Saturday off, so hopefully we can get another episode out on Saturday. Hopefully I can get a stream in on Saturday as well. So we need 3 of these down. And then we need 2 up. Just like this. And then we'll have to put a glass block here, but and then we need 3 at the top here. Just like that. And 1 in the middle. There we go. And I know in the first part of the video we were only missing like 1 of these blocks, but yeah, again with the server reset we had to go find a bunch of blocks. Instead we had to refine like 22 Iskallium ore, and it took pretty much a week to do that. But we'll work with it. And you know, that was a bummer for me to have to do all that again, but it is what it is, and we'll work with what we've got. So on this one, I need 2 pieces of glass here, and it's when we expand this generator, it'll look a lot better. I really like to see the Iskallium in the middle, which would normally look like that. You've got the glass right here. And it'll normally look like this, but for the sake that we only have 1 piece of Iskallium, and we don't have enough reactor blocks or anything like that, we have to kind of do it like this, which is, it's not a big deal. Just for aesthetic reasons, I'd really like to see that Iskallium, and we can mine out the back, that's no problem. But for now, we have to set it up like this. So now all we need is some item conduits, or sorry, some energy conduits, and we'll be able to hook this up, and we'll actually sleep real quick. If I can get into my house. There we go. So what we're going to be doing, maybe at the end of this episode, if I have enough time, possibly in the beginning of the next one, is all of these blocks that Abigail gave us. We want to make kind of a staircase out of our base, going down the side over here, or possibly over on this side, just for aesthetics, with where we're going to build our base. Because our base, the way it's going to work, or the way I want it to work, is we want to dig down the side of the mountain all the way down. So I think we might do it in this area here, or on this mountain here, or possibly on the other side. But we want to make the staircase not like where we're going to make our base. So we may do it right here. This is just one spot where we had to kind of pillar up to get back to our base after we had died and gone back to spawn. But we may do something along the lines of going up like this. I've struggled with the thought of kind of making just a whole staircase going up. But to do that, the blocks would probably have to come out to about here, which probably wouldn't look too bad. I just haven't really looked at what I want to do with it. We can make a staircase going all the way down and just kind of see how far out it goes and how it looks when we're done. Or we can just try to do something like this where we've got a staircase that goes up alongside the mountain here. But we may do that at the end of this episode, possibly at the beginning of the next one. It's not a top priority to do that since we have the ability to fly and we have a warp stone going to our base. So again, it's not that big of a deal for me, so we may not do it right now, or even in the next episode. I might push that back because we do have a lot of stuff we still need to do. So let's grab those energy conduits, and we don't actually have any. Look, they may have. Some of the stuff turned into like 61 controllers. Not sure where those came from or why we even have those, but that's fine. We'll make some more energy conduits, and we just need the basic ones. These do 640 RF per tick, and it gives us 8 of them. We'll make probably 32 is good enough. We're not going to need much more than that right now. But the Iskallium generator right now, or the Iskallium reactor, it's only outputting about 160 RF per tick right now, so we don't need crazy energy conduits right now. It just doesn't make any sense for us to do that. So we can hook this up just like this, and we'll fly for this part. If we can get right there, perfect. I will hook all this up right just like this. There we go. So now we should be good to take out, and I think I hooked up the coal generator, but that's fine because even though we've got that item conduit there, or that energy conduit there, that's not a big deal. Let's see if we can get back into the base. So I don't think we need the solderer powered, but we'll take out this coal generator right now because we don't really need that. And it looks like we may have gone down one too many blocks. So let's put some of those blocks back. I'll just make 64 ash blocks since we've got all this ash in our inventory. There we go. And let's go replace all the blocks we dug out over there. At this point in time, I'd like to cover the Iskallium generator. Aesthetically, it doesn't look fantastic to just have that there in our base on the back with all these energy conduits all over the place. I may just fill in this area over here and just leave it visible. For now, I'm not going to do anything about that because aesthetically, since we're moving the entire base at some point in the next couple episodes, when we start building our new base, all this is going to go away anyway. This is going to be underground, most likely. I don't think we'll have this. We may have this in a room by itself, but all of our... So the plan for our base is, again, we're gonna have it on one of these mountaintops, but we're gonna dig almost all the way down, possibly to bedrock if we have the mob farms actually physically in our base. We may just leave it on the outside over there, but just to run item conduits all along and connect that to our refined storage, that might be a little bit difficult. But essentially, I want the reactor to be on one side of the base because there's going to be four corners, 4 sides. I want it to be on one side and just running our energy conduits all the way down that side, so that anything we connect up that requires power, we're having it on the same side, even though we'll have different levels to that base. So aesthetically, it'll be good. It's all going to be underground, so you won't even see it. So you won't have any issues with the way the base is going to look, having energy conduits run all the way up, down one side, with item conduits probably going to be on the other side, or on the same side since we're fine storage. But we'll find out what it looks like, and we can tweak it as we go along. But that's going to do it for this portion. There's one more thing I want to do before we end the episode, and I'll bring you guys back when we're ready to do that. Alright guys, and we are back, and we are in the nether, as you can see. So it may look a little weird for you guys, and that's just because of my night vision. So this is what it looks like without it. Very, very dark, very hard to see, and you can't really see too many of the ores. But we're here collecting this guy right here. It's nether draconium. And we need this for some OP armor that we need to remake. Ours actually just broke. So I've been here collecting a bunch of that, and we need a couple more probably to finish making a chest plate and a pair of leggings. So I'm gonna keep going and see if we can find a couple more of those. We may not need any more, but I'll bring you guys back when we're ready to make that armor set and show you what kind of perks you get from that. Alright, we actually just found two right next to each other, so I'm going to collect these, and this should do it. We shouldn't need any more than this. The armor does break fairly quickly when you're getting hit with heavy damage, and I think the last set I had broke so easily because when we got it, we were setting up the mob farm, and we were taking a lot of damage from that, and when I'm mining, I know I have OP armor. So I ignore creepers and just kind of let them explode next to me, because they don't do very much damage with this armor. It's only about 4 or 5 hearts of damage, and we've got 30 hearts or something with this this armor. So I just kind of ignore the creepers. But now that I know how painful it is to replace this armor and how expensive it is. I think I'm going to be a lot more careful with creepers when I'm mining and stuff like that, so I don't take as much damage. And I'm actually just collecting these magma blocks here as well, because we're going to be using these for our base. Actually, let me vein mine the netherrack. In the amount of XP we get right now, this really kills my frames sometimes when I'm mining. So that's why you guys haven't really. Oh, there's more right there. That's why you guys haven't seen me mining very often, just because the amount of frame rate that I get is just not something I want to record for you guys to see. It's pretty brutal. I've got it down to 1 FPS just because I'm sitting there and I'm mining all the stone and the netherrack and everything, and it's just it's pretty bad sometimes. So I don't want to put you guys through that. That's not great video content for you guys to see, is me moving very slowly like this when I'm trying to mine something. So just so you guys know, you're not going to see me mining too often until I get probably a better computer with a better graphics card. But we're going to go back to our home base and get ready to put this armor together. So I'll meet you guys over there. I changed my mind. We're gonna go there together because I don't believe I've shown you guys this on camera yet. But this is the warp stone. So if you hold this guy down, there we go. I've got 4 waystones that I've connected to. We found an ender portal, so I connected to that. We've got somebody else's base. I'm not gonna say whose. And then we've got my base and one at spawn. So we're just going to teleport to my base. And here we are. Yeah, so this warp stone is pretty overpowered for teleporting if you've got a bunch of these laid out throughout your world. And we pretty much will. Monsters nearby, so we'll just kill that cat. It sounds like that's what that is. Yeah. Wither cat. Bye. Ooh, column door leveled up. We'll add some more sharpness to that. So we just need to grab this draconium somewhere. It should be in this chest, probably more towards the bottom, and we'll grab some of this nether quartz as well. We need the nether quartz to level up our sword, and we also need it to fly and to do fire damage and extra strength, which I don't believe we're actually going to need for very much longer. Wow, 47. That's insane. That's going to be more than enough. We may actually make somebody else a set of armor as well, just because that's an insane amount. We're never going to need that much, I don't think, unless if we can do repairing on it, but I don't believe we're going to need to. So you make this stuff. It's draconium infused obsidian chestplate, and you just make this by getting draconium infused obsidian. It's just blaze powder, obsidian, and one piece of draconium dust, which, you know, we could essentially get 47 pieces of this stuff. I think I might save on some of the draconium. Oh wow, can you actually obtain this in the overworld? It looks like you can. I have not seen any in the overworld yet, but it looks like you may be able to get some. But the stuff in the nether in the end, we haven't been to the end yet, but it's fairly common in the nether in the end, from what I've seen, so it's pretty easy to collect. So we're just going to make a bunch of these draconium infused obsidian blocks, and then make some armor out of that. So now we've got 19 blocks of this. We still have 30 draconium dust, which, you know, that's an insane amount. That's more than enough. And you can, I didn't actually look into this, but you can add enchantments to this armor. So I think we're going to look at adding mending, so that we never have to repair it, which will be pretty fantastic. And if we can actually add extra protection, maybe thorns. I don't think we're going to add anything like fire protection comes on the armor already. You get flame resistance, which provides fire protection 4 on the armor already. So we're probably going to add mending, protection, and thorns, and unbreaking. Which I guess if we add mending, unbreaking is not going to matter. But, you know, there's no limit to really what we can add to this armor. So we're gonna not add projectile protection or blast protection, just because I don't think it's something we're gonna need. I'd rather have just the regular protection 4 on there, which should be good enough. And then thorns 3 will be pretty good as well. Even though, you know, we're pretty much gonna kill everything one hit with Collindor, so that won't be an issue. So I'm just gonna make this armor real quick. And I don't think we've got everything we need to make an enchanting... Actually, we definitely have everything we need to make an enchanting table. So we may make that real quick and see what kind of enchantments we can get on this, since we've got 89 levels. So I'll do that, and then once we've made the enchanting table, I'll come back and we'll try to do some enchantments. Alright, so I decided to put the enchanting table outside. Clearly it's not going to fit in our base, so we're just going to fly real quick. So we're going to do some enchanting on this, and let me just go over this real quick. So this is magical wood. So it gives you 2.5 levels of enchanting per bookshelf you had. I made 8 of them. And you just make this by making a regular bookshelf, going to a crafting table, putting the bookshelf in a piece of gold, and it takes 4 levels to enchant the bookshelf into magical wood. I don't know if enchanting is the right word, but basically it's, yeah, just the bookshelf, piece of gold, 4 levels, gets you one of these magical wood, and it takes a lot less of these than it would regular bookshelves to get up to level 30. So for starters, we're going to do protection 4. Looks like it's the best one. So we'll do protection 4, and we actually only got protection 4, so we didn't get any bonus enchantments on that. Protection 4 again, and we got Unbreaking 3 on that one, so that's pretty good. And we can make more of these. Like I said, this is a really expensive armor to make, so in order for us to continue to enchant these, we have to continue to make this armor, which is going to be pretty expensive. So the fact that we got Unbreaking on the leggings is pretty good, because that means this armor is going to last a lot longer. Once we've got a modified enchanting table ready, which you don't need books, you don't need this enchanting table. I believe you just need an endless supply of lapis and redstone and stuff like that, which we kind of have since we've got Vein Miner. I mean, we've probably got close to 100 blocks of lapis. Let me see. Yeah, we've got like 29 blocks of lapis. We've got like 19 blocks of redstone. So, oh, actually, we've got, yeah, we've got a lot more. We've probably got like 600 blocks of redstone or something crazy like that, and like 150 blocks of lapis is what it looks like. So we've pretty much got an endless supply of that. So we'll have no problem making that super enchanting table and getting books like Thorns 3 and mending and stuff like that. So this enchanting station right here may not have been the best idea, but that's fine. So we're just gonna work with this one for now. Until I make the OP enchanting table, and we do that with, actually that's exactly what I wanted typed in. So let me find it here. Yeah, there it is. So the enchanter, we can actually make right now. That's actually really amazing. So we're gonna throw this down right here. Should be fine. Can we still, yeah, we can still open that chest. I don't want to put it anywhere near the bed, because with my luck I'll have to spawn back at spawn and it'll just be a pain in the butt. Yeah, so where'd that go? Yeah, so with this we can make some really good books like XP boost, auto smelting, protection, and the more of these items you have, the higher the enchantment is. So we can get all the way up to protection 4. We can get, you know, all the way up to fire protection 4, which we won't need. I don't know if you can add enchantments to slime boots, which is where feather falling would come in. But the ones we really want are going to be thorns, which we just need rose bushes and lapis for. And let's see. Yeah, that might be unbreaking right there. We'll add unbreaking and mending. An experience rod, I'm not too sure. Okay, yeah, that's super cheap. The energetic alloy is easy to make. Solarium is just soul sand and gold in an alloy smelter. This stuff is just, yeah, glowstone, gold, and redstone, and we've got plenty of that. I just mined a couple patches of glowstone in the nether. So we've got everything we're going to need to make these enchantments and get them all the way up. And I think the last one we'll want is... Infinity might be really good on a bow. I'll probably make one of those just so that we don't have to keep using certain types of... we won't have to keep using arrows. And then Soulbound is something we definitely want to put on that armor, so that when we die, we keep that armor, so we can just throw it back on. And if, you know, we got killed by a mob or something, we can put the armor back on and just, you know, not have to worry about immediately dying while we're trying to pick up our stuff. But I think that is going to do it for this episode. We've accomplished quite a bit. It took a while to record this episode, but we did get... see if I can fly. We did get the reactor done, the Iskallium reactor. We got some enchanting done. We've got our draconium infused obsidian armor ready to go again. And let me just eat. So right now we're at 1 health bar, and that's because we need to eat. But we actually have 3 full health bars now, so you can't really beat that. Oh, that's weird. I wonder why I'm not increasing health right now. Yeah, we've got health boost. We should get 20 extra hearts with that. That's weird that it's not showing up right now. That just may be a log issue. But normally we'd have 30 health. So it's a really good armor set, and I'm really glad we were able to remake that. We have a bunch of extra draconium dust to make more if we have to. But we're gonna go before these guys start attacking us. But I appreciate you guys. Oh, there's a bunch behind me. Appreciate you guys watching the video. And if you like what you saw, just don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more content. I'm James, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.